Hollywood Drift is coming to Orlando, and here's everything that you need to know about this groundbreaking new roller coaster being built at Universal Orlando Resort. Let's dive right into it. So first and foremost, I just wanted to bring up the fact, wow, announced only a few days ago, they, a little speedometer teased the announcement. Everyone was still on the bandwagon that it might be Ghostbusters, perhaps Back to the Future. Those would have been amazing IPs, but I'm glad that we can get like a worthy attraction for Fast and Furious. A lot of people may not know this, but it is in like the top 2 of Universal's most popular IPs as far as like how much they grossed in the box office, Jurassic World being number 1. So I really am not surprised here. With that, we did get the announcement of Fast and Furious Supercharged, which has been in the park since 2017, that it will be closing next year in 2027. That I'm also not surprised by, because the one in Hollywood, when they confirmed that the coaster would be coming, they also confirmed the closing date for Supercharged along with it. Supercharged over there being just a part of the studio tour. You know, that cleans the slate for a massive attraction that we don't even know what could possibly replace it. A lot of rumors have been circulating of that becoming a Back to the Future attraction. I personally would love to see a Twisters ride. They could even reuse the same concept of you being in like the big like RV or like vehicle, theme it after one of the vehicles from the movie Twisters, have Glenn Powell in the pre-show, just really hyping you up. It could be a lot of fun. And then they could like do a lot of cool effects inside of that, like the big room with like the screen that surrounds you. So that's what I would like them to do. I don't know if they are going to go that route. We did not get a confirmation on what would be replacing Supercharged, just that it will close next year. And I don't think Universal will close something that occupies such a massive soundstage, a massive building that you could honestly fit like 2 or 3 attractions in there. Back in the day, Supercharged actually replaced 2 attractions. It replaced Disaster, a major motion picture, and then also Beetlejuice Graveyard Review, which was the live stage show. So I don't know if they're gonna bring back the live stage show, because they kind of demolished that whole space anyway to build the ride. So they're probably just gonna reuse the ride for something new. That's what I think they're gonna do, as much as I would like them to start from the ground up. But regardless, Fast and Furious Supercharged closing next year. I'm very much like, please bring back Twisters to the park, bring back Twister to the park. That's what I want them to do, but I don't know if they're gonna want to go that route. Who knows? The newer movie Twisters that came out last year was popular, and as far as I know, they are making sequels. So as far as like how well the sequels do, maybe they will go that route. We'll see. That's going on in San Francisco for Supercharged. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Hollywood Drift, finally getting an announcement here for Orlando. Let's first wipe the slate clean and talk about the name. I would have liked them to go the route of coming up with like an original name and not just naming it after the version in California. With that being said, it's just a name. I remember back when Velocicoaster first got announced, I was actually not a fan of the name. I thought Velocicoaster sounded cheesy and not really a name that I would want to buy like on a t-shirt, right? But here I am, and it's still like in my top 2 favorite coasters of all time. So, you know, the name does not matter as far as like the ride experience, in my opinion. You know, you can make the argument too that Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket was called Hollywood, but the entrance to that coaster was in Production Central, which very much was themed to the Hollywood movie studio backlot. So that made sense. Now they are changing the entrance of this coaster over to New York. You're gonna enter through the old Ghostbusters fire station. it's going to take place in New York as far as I know, as far as we know. So that alone could get a little confusing that it's called Hollywood Drift. They may want to lean towards that, hey, this is Hollywood Drift like what they have in California, only the East Coast version. So I'm not too concerned about that, honestly. Let me know what you guys think there. Moving on to the coaster, we have been here since 10 o'clock this morning. They announced the coaster at around noon. So we got to see all the construction. They are actively working. The crew's actively working. We went up by the Hard Rock Cafe. Saw a lot of dirt being moved around, new pipes for like the foundation being installed. They're doing a ton of work round the clock for this new coaster. Everyone's gonna be very pleased at how massive this coaster is gonna be. Hollywood Riptide Rocket left a big presence. Now the ride experience might have not been loved by many, myself included, but at the very least, it was like eye candy for the whole park. You can see it from anywhere in USF. I think this coaster, especially with Music Plaza stage right there in the middle of the park, you have to frame that stage in a way that's very picturesque, and I think this coaster will deliver. I loved how Riptide Rocket would have the vertical lift up, then the straight down drop into the non-inverted loop into the next block section. That was a very picturesque moment, and I think this coaster, even though they are changing the entrance to the other side of the park towards the back by Fallon and Revenge of the Mummy, I think they can still frame the stage in a way that makes you want to stop and take a picture of it or a video. I know I will, because I love filming roller coasters, as I'm sure a lot of you do as well. That's what I think they're gonna try to do. I don't know if they're gonna have like a stall over the stage. That would be cool. It's been rumored that that might be the case. We'll have to wait and see. I'm very excited to see like track being installed and what we can expect as far as the layout. Now, I am a little sad, not gonna lie, with this announcement that we did not get a full rendering or even concept art for the coaster, but I think we have just about enough to go off of from the Hollywood version of the ride. Hold on, I have to stop for a minute to take a quick coffee break. What's also cool about these ride vehicles is that they will be omnidirectional, so they can turn you any which way, left and right, make you see what they want you to see. It's gonna be amazing. This is sort of like Universal's take at a Cosmic Rewind style attraction, and we love that ride. So it's going to be amazing seeing how Universal can handle it. Of course, this time around being Intamin, which is the manufacturer for Velocicoaster, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, and we all love those attractions. So I think we can all get excited for this one, even if this ride is slightly as good as those. It's gonna be amazing, and I really hope this ride has a cool lighting package. If it's anything like what they have out in California, that one is gonna have no external lighting. The only lights are going to be illuminated from the cars themselves, the coaster cars. I also think this park would lend itself to a cool lighting package, especially since we lost Rocket, and that ride really stood out. You can see it anywhere in the park, and it would be kind of terrible if there was not a cool lighting package to go along with this ride, since that one is no longer here. One other small detail that got announced was that it will include a 170-foot tall spike. This was something that was planned for the version in Hollywood, but for whatever reason was cut. I could not be more excited for this maneuver to make its way to Orlando. Now, for my non-coaster friends, my non-coaster enthusiast friends, what is a spike? A spike is a maneuver either forward or backwards where the car will go up to a dead end and free fall backwards to a switch track or a swing launch, however you want to do it. Hagrid's has one, and this one will be even taller. This spike on the side near City Walk will be 170 feet tall. That's amazing. I know a spike has been rumored. I was kind of on the bandwagon that we would not be receiving a spike. I know, I'm sorry. I just didn't think it was gonna happen, but we were getting it. And the fact that it was planned for Hollywood but cut, and now we're getting it here is spectacular. I'm glad we are getting it. Right where I'm standing inside of Central Park, across like the lagoon, you might be able to see it. Like to my left, Transformers. Keep going, you got Minion Mayhem and Mel's Drive-In. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see that from right where I'm standing, which is kind of amazing now that you think of it. Like, this thing is gonna stand out. Now, we don't know if this is gonna be a beyond vertical spike. 170 feet makes me think that it might be. I know that was kind of planned for Hollywood, a vertical spike, but I don't think it was gonna be ever that tall. Now, if there is gonna be a spike, a lot of questions might be asked, like, is there gonna be one switch track or two? But if it's omnidirectional for the vehicles, then they might not need two switch tracks, just the one as you get launched up the spike and roll backwards. That's all I got for you, really. Let me know what you think about Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coming to Orlando. One more thing, over by Fallon, they did paint the walls black on the construction wall, at least one side of them, which means that by this time tomorrow, we might get some fun concept art, fun little posters and Easter eggs to get us excited for this new ride, kind of like how they did when they were building VillainCon. The second we got an announcement, those walls changed overnight, and we got some fun little teasers of what to expect. So let me know what you think about Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coming to Orlando, the East Coast version of the ride. It's going to be exciting. A lot of exciting stuff happening here. We had Epic Universe open up earlier this year, and I'm glad that they're kind of taking a step back from that park. That park opened. They're letting it sizzle for a little bit before they make improvements and new installations over there. They're trying to give people a reason to come to the two pre-existing parks, since that one seems to be doing pretty well. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coming to Orlando. Bye, guys.